Welcome back to Dragon Rider Cryptos. This is the Dragon Rider. Hope you're all doing well out there. So let's get right into it as usual. And once again, everything here is my opinion and not financial or legal advice. So here's an article out on Bitcoin.com about exchanges and people basically thinking that putting their listing on these major exchanges is going to guarantee them some fat returns. So before we get into that, we'll take a quick look at the market. Get over here, Bitcoin dominance, 53.6%, total market cap at 207 billion. As you can see here, most of the dragons are down. All right, and jump over here real quick to trending, biggest gainers and losers. And this just goes to show exactly what this article is that we're going to get into kind of hints at. So you gotta look at this right here. Abulaba, triple A symbol. Look at that, 316 up. But here's one right here, Octoin coin. So a while back, Octoin coin came out, and this coin was really almost at $100, or actually it was like $100, $100 at one point. And you can see now that it's basically at 13 cents, but it's still up 44.58% from wherever it was prior to that. And I think last week it was down the biggest loser. So, here's the coin that came out, was at $100, and now it's at 13 cents, and it's actually up 44%. So that being said, let's get back over here to the article. And basically, as I said, the article is talking about a lot of these ICOs and these tokens, coins, whatever, trying to get on these big exchanges. And you can go into the Discords, and you can go into a lot of these social media channels and whatnot, Twitter, and you hear people all the time talking about, get on this exchange. We need to get on more exchanges so they can build more liquidity and this and that. But apparently, that's not really the fact of the matter. Okay, so let's get into it right here. Big exchanges aren't all they're cracked up to be. When Binance, and you hear that all the time. When Moon, when Binance, when Bittrex, when this, when that. Is a refrain from token holders and Telegram groups. Right, as I said, many ICO teams securing a major exchange listing is the holy grail and pinnacle of achievement. The liquidity, validation, and credibility of a top tier one exchange. Here we go again, building up these, what they call these tiers or these pyramids, where you're going to have certain ones on the top and other ones on the bottom. So you got these centralized, essentially mainstream exchanges at the top, and then you got a lot of decentralized exchanges underneath, trying to get to the top of this pyramid that's getting built here. And that tends to develop into monopolies. So the guaranteed pump that heralds listing on an exchange such as Binance is also welcomed by token holders, because a lot of people think once they get on these big exchanges like Binance and Hold and all these OKX, whatever, that there's suddenly going to be this big volume and money's going to be coming in, return on investments, yada yada. But apparently, people are putting a lot of money in to even getting listed on these exchanges. Some of them are quite expensive to get listed. So you can just imagine that you have this coin and you want to get listed, and just say you didn't do ICO, or just say you didn't do any pre-mine. Maybe it was all airdrops. So you got basically a community coin, and they don't have any extra set aside for listings and stuff. So money's coming out of the developers' pockets and whoever's running those blockchains, or whoever's running that coin, managing that dragon. And at some point, they might get low on funds trying to put all these listings. And that's what I've been kind of noticing on a bunch of freaking tokens and coins. All right. These tier one exchanges provide liquidity, not demand, exactly. So even if you get on these larger exchanges like Huobi right here, OKX, or whatever, you're going to pay a lot of money, most likely, to get listed on there, right? But one of these platforms cannot generate demand, right? There needs to be a reason for a trader to want to purchase a particular asset, and that's where a lot of projects falter, and that's what I'm noticing more and more and more of happening, All right, Binance saw 1.3 billion traded in the past 24 hours, including 42 million of EOS and 20 million of Stellar. And it goes on down here to tell you, a couple of other ones. But at the same time, a lot of these tokens, or coins, a lot of these dragons that are on these big exchanges, they got low volume of trading. Look at this, $17, $15. And a lot of them down here like $2, right? So nothing. So just getting on one of these major exchanges is not necessarily guarantee that your investment in any of these dragons is going to have more volume of return or higher amounts of return, so to speak. On OKX, the low volume market look even worse than those on Binance. Many of the 500 plus trading pairs listed on the Hong Kong exchange have zero or single digit volumes. And this is a fact. And let's just go over here. Here's Cryptopia right here, all right? This is a Dodge. We'll jump over here to BTC. And then we'll just scroll down. Here's the volume right here. Here's the last price. It's gone up. And we'll just go down, just say a third of the way. Look at this. We're not even down a third of the way, or rather halfway down. And already we got it 2. So let's keep going down. It's going down. We're dapping down to 1. And then we get to right about here. And you see it's almost mainline. It's almost a dead line right here. It's 111.01. And then you get right here, 3/4 of the way down. And where is 0 all the way across, all the way down. And there's some pretty decent tokens in here, some pretty decent coins, there's some good dragons in here. But the volume is 0. All right. And Cryptopia is a pretty good exchange. We can jump over here to Coin Exchange as well and look at the same thing. Price change, 24-hour volume right here. And just go ahead and shoot down real quick and just look at these numbers just drop. You get about halfway down. Just go right here, halfway. Less than halfway. Let's go back up. All right. So look over here. We're about halfway. From here down, there's a few, but there's a lot of zeros. And as I said before, there's some pretty good dragons up in here, but their volume is low. So back to the article at hand, and as it's saying, here we go right here with Huobi, the third largest exchange in the world after Binance and OKX, fares marginally better, but it's the least popular pair. ADX ETH still struggles to break the 1,000 threshold. And here's an issue, if you don't have big time funding, or you're not really moving, if your blockchain, your project is not really doing well, you could go under trying to get listed on one of these big exchanges. And as an investor, you might want to consider pushing very hard, developers and whoever's managing the dragon that you're riding to get listed on these exchanges if they're not ready to do so, right? It could be better to potentially just wait until whatever developments or projects are in development to come out, and that will show that this token or this coin or this dragon is actually worth putting your investment in. Because just imagine this: you got a very, very nice, promising potential token, coin, dragon, whatnot. And you go ahead and get some in. You don't see no movement. So people start pushing to, get listed on this, get listed on here, get listed on that. So you put all this money into it. The devs put money into getting it listed. You get it listed, markets drop, volume drops, the value drops, and you're going to see bad things happening. All right? It's not going to be good. Many of the prestigious exchanges mentioned here charge listing fees. As I said, some of them are quite expensive. So, if you're putting on, I've seen up to 5, 6, 7 BTC and higher just to get on an exchange. Like Binance and some of these other ones. So it's quite expensive. So you put a lot of money to get on the exchange, but then you don't get any volume, right? There's liquidity, because they have a bunch of different tokens that you can trade and pair with, but your particular token, coin, or dragon is not necessarily going to be profitable if it has no real function or does not function as it is said to have been designed to do. So the dragon got to do what it said it's supposed to do. It's got to do what it was designed to do at the very least. At least people will know that this thing works, it's functioning, and so on and so forth. So that being said, this is just another thing about these exchanges. Not to mention that some of these, as of late, have been getting hacked. So, I mean, there's another danger right there. So, all that being said, securing a major exchange listing is no guarantee for success. So, keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Dragon Riders, when you're out there, you're inside Discords and all this, and you hear people talking about, we need to get listed here. We need more listings doesn't guarantee shit. Properly functioning blockchain or properly functioning dragon with community support, and all communities are different. You can see that in anywhere you go on this planet. You can see the same thing in crypto. Not all communities are equal, all right? So do what you got to do. Do your research and maybe reconsider some of these things that you hear out there pumping, like we need to put this exchange and that exchange and this thing. Slow down on the exchanges. Get your shit right first. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Make sure your dragon can fly. Make sure the wings can spread. Make sure the thing works properly as it is said in your white papers and so on and so forth. And then go and put these bad boys on some more exchanges and choose wisely what exchanges you're gonna put them on, because just putting on a name brand, slapping a name brand on your blockchain as far as exchanges go doesn't mean jack. All right, well, until next time, keep riding those dragons.